Hello, welcome to my daily watercolor practice. This is video number 49. I have done an entire sketchbook of where I practiced watercolors daily for 4 weeks, and I was following a schedule or like a guide. Every day of the week I was doing something different, practicing different techniques and things like that. This time I have a new guide. And today I will be practicing simplifying my paintings. Now, before we start, I wanted to explain that this is actually my actual practice. So I'm practicing things that I need to practice and things that I'm not familiar with sometimes. And especially today, in this video, I will be practicing something I don't normally do. So today I want to take a few pictures of places that I would like to visit or I just like the look of, and I will be trying to paint these, well, not really paint, reduce them to shapes. I'm trying to simplify painting. You probably heard this concept of especially when you're drawing, to just see things as simple shapes like circles, I don't know, or spheres rather, cylinders, cubes, things like that. So this is what I will attempt to do with these pictures of Santorini, Japan, Maldives, or although it could be anywhere really where, some tropical place. And this one is in Colombia, Rainbow River. This especially, I have no idea how I'm gonna do it. But if this sounds like fun to you, and if you also are looking for some exercises that will help you improve your paintings, I hope you join me on this. I have found them extremely helpful. And yeah, so this is what we'll be doing today. Tomorrow, I'm practicing different things. Like, for example, we'll be doing soul technique tomorrow. Wednesdays for inspiration. Thursday I'll be practicing people, something I've actually never really painted really. Fridays for color theory, and so on and so on. Anyway, I'm opening my new sketchbook. Very excited to start a new one. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave one page empty, and I'll just put this on. And we will start. We will start probably with the easiest one. I'll just wet my palette. Can you see it? No. Maybe let me move you a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I will not even be attempting to paint this. It will simply be me reducing these paintings to simple shapes. Now, of course, you don't have to print yours out. You can just use some pictures from your phone. Just anything really, anything you feel like painting. Let's just try to turn them into simple shapes. So I think with this one will probably be the easiest. Should I tape? Usually I put the tape around, but I think I'm just gonna go for it. Or should I put the tape around? It would be neater. Okay, I'll just tape both of my pages and I'll be back in a sec. Before we start, I actually want to explain why I think this exercise is useful. I'm not actually going to do a finished painting after that. It's more for me to kind of remember, to have this idea in my head, to simplify shapes. Because when I see something and I want to paint it, it often feels quite complicated. I don't really know how to start. So if I have this idea in my head to just reduce it to simple shapes, I think generally like paintings that are simplified are usually better than the ones that are overcomplicated. I'm just grabbing flat brush. There we go. But I have not really done this before. I've done it for drawing maybe, but not actually with something so vast, and not with an actual like landscape really. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to grab color. Oh, there we go. This one actually looks quite nice and turquoisey. So I'm starting with what I find the simplest. So I literally am going to paint this water as like a rectangle. That's it. I'm not even going to bother with like varying the wash in any way. I'm literally just doing. I'm not even gonna bother with composition. There is so many things happening in my brain, thinking like, oh no, you should kind of like use rule of thirds and all that. But no, this exercise is simply just to get it in my head to try to turn things into simple shapes. Now I'm going to try to find the sand color. I'll use one of the browns maybe. My brush is quite dirty. Right. And very pale. It looks nice and pale. Very, very pale. But I feel like maybe I'll brighten it up with the yellow. I don't know. Actually, this didn't brighten it up. I'm not sure. You know what? I think I'm fussing too much. I'm just gonna go with it doesn't really matter the color that much, does it? It's really just to simplify it. I'm not waiting for it to dry, although because it's taking me so long to mix, it probably will dry. I'll just do a strip that is supposed to represent the sand. Yeah, it already dried, it's not mixing. Okay, now this is gonna be a little bit more tricky. I probably should preserve some of the blue for the clouds. I think I'll just leave like oval shapes for the clouds. How should we do this? I start with the clouds and then I'm going to do the grass, I guess. It is kind of nice. It also, you know, just to create like this abstract. I'll just do this maybe. And then just fill it up. Now I kind of need a bigger brush, but maybe I'll manage to do it before it dries. I'll just leave it at that. And then I'll create a strip of green. And then once it dries, I think I'll add the palm trees as circles and the like a tree bark, you know, like the, yeah, later. Okay, so let's, what kind of green should I use? I'll just use a sap green, I guess. Maybe mix a little bit with this turquoisey color. There we go. I made it a bit messy here, but it's okay, because all I'm trying to do is just have this idea in my head to turn pictures into something simple. I'll get back to it. Let's try another one. Okay. Everything else is already so complicated. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Okay, this one or this one. I feel like this one might be a little bit easier, although I have no idea how I'm gonna simplify this. I think I might have to like stack them up somehow. Right, how can I do it the most simply? Could start with the... But actually, you know, I'm thinking, oh, this is kind of like a triangle, but no, not really, because this is a triangle, this isn't. So I think I probably should create two shapes here. God, this is more complicated than I thought. Should I just start with the sky and then think about it later? I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, flat brush, bit of sky, but I actually do need to preserve the white here. I think I'm gonna do this for the mountain. And actually, while I'm doing that, I may as well add maybe a little bit darker, another shape like this. that's it. Kind of went a little bit off script. This should be the building. Yeah, I guess I'll just paint over it if I can. This is gonna be a bit messy. I'll wait for this to dry. I'll go back to this one. So I hope you kind of get my idea, where my idea is coming from. It sounds a bit pointless, but I do feel like it will help me. I generally, doing these exercises has already helped me so much. Kind of, let's just maybe put this here. Right, so now I'm just going to, is this dry enough? It's a bit wet, but I like making mess, so I'm just going to create circles for the palm trees. Some bigger, some smaller, overlapping the clouds. Doesn't this look amazing? I'm kidding, of course. It looks terrible, but that's not the point. That's another thing actually that I like about these exercises. The point of them is not to be pretty. Now, when I look at the trunks, they're actually quite pale. Technically, it would be better if I preserved some white of the paper, but I didn't. So I'm just going to again go a bit off script and just add them like this. Very cartoony like, very flat and very kiddie like. It's all turning out to be, but I think, you know, it takes some courage to paint in a very simple way, and especially record it. I'm having fun though, you know, it's quite freeing not to worry how something will turn out. I mean, I always worry way too much, but at least I worry a little bit less than I used to. How should I do this shape and when? I'm not sure, because this is like, I think I'll just do like a half a circle, maybe with indigo. Because I worry if I start with this one, then it will be too late for that one, it will be too fussy. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and like half a circle this. There we go. And then for these, I can definitely start. I think I'll do this one a little bit indigo and a little bit blue, just to change the color a little bit. And then I'm going to do this bit, and then literally, but there's a red here as well. I think I'll do like strips of this and red. There we go. Now I'm not waiting for it to dry, so some things will run, but it's fine. So I will actually just do this. There we go. I guess this one I'll leave it as it is because you can't really see the red here. And then the pale one. I think I made it a little bit too dark. Again, I will just let it all blend together. This is more like exercise for fun, but also to remember to simplify. That's all. It doesn't really matter how it turns out. And then I'm just going to paint over this. No, that's way too dark, but it's okay. And I'll let this smudge a little bit. There we go. Messy but fun. Okay. Should I attempt the other two? I think that's enough for me for today. My brain is kind of screaming because it's so hard to paint something ugly, but yeah, I think I'll just leave it at that. I should really do the other two, but I'm not feeling super well. Last few days I've been a bit under the weather, so I think I'm going to be lazy, forgive me. I'll just take the tape off because this is very satisfying. And if you enjoyed this sort of funny, messy exercise that I promise is actually helpful in the long run, I will be doing tomorrow. I'll be using salt technique, one of my absolute favorites. I haven't decided yet what I'm gonna do with it, like how I'm going to approach the lesson, but I'm sure it will be lovely because salt is just lovely to use, unlike this. Because this is not lovely, it's mostly for fun, and apparently it's supposed to be helpful. I'm rambling, aren't I? I just want you to see, you know, me taking the paint off, because I find it so satisfying. It just looks so much better, even when you do something ugly. Look, ugly, but looks somewhat intentional, and it looks so much better. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you try for yourself. Remember, simple is usually the best. Happy painting!